Hello, I'm Arthur Perkins, and this is APGamingREAL. Welcome to the 9th episode of the 3rd season, aka OKEANOS Remembrance Part 2. I'm joined by people that do things. Last episode we had an hour-long intro. This episode we won't.
It's nice
things
to have
happened.
gold.
Things happened. My relationship with Pondo has changed forever. I don't know that he will ever forgive me for the savage attack I launched on him last week, but I'll do what I can to repair the bridge between us.
I didn't know the bridge was destroyed, but okay.
I mean, I feel like the bridge was destroyed.
There was like a crack that started forming, but someone just threw in some like liquid nail.
I feel like relationships are like dwarven holds. Even one crack is too much. You have to just start again from the beginning.
Okay.
Well, that's tiresome.
Some people are saying that the D&D Beyond thing is there. You should be able to turn it off by like clicking the D&D Beyond button at the bottom and setting it to not visible.
Yeah, Egan Haddlespar II has 4 HP left.
Oh my god! Look, guys, like, can I just turn it off myself or something?
Nope. What are you talking about? I don't even know what is happening.
The D&D Beyond Twitch extension.
Well, I feel like I've tried to make that extension happen before and it didn't work.
It's working right now, so. My goodness, we're having trouble just getting to the beginning of the overlay or the introduction. I'm out. I'm out. Okay, look, here's the deal. Spring anime is over. There's like 1 week left, and most of the good shows have already done their final episode. Today was the last episode of Promised Neverland. It was so fire everywhere. It's literally the greatest.
I haven't watched this episode yet.
It's good. It's really good.
Yeah,
it's been renewed next year, so we'll get more.
A friend of mine actually turned me on to that just a few days ago, and I ended up burning through like all the episodes.
Understand? How is this friend not me?
I don't know. You two actually have very similar tastes in anime for the most part.
You know what? That hurts me, Sid, and I will explain why. I was talking with one of my audience members today, and I was like, God, you know, it's been a while since anyone has called me a lolicon. I really don't understand where this comes from. And they're like, all of the anime you talk about, Arthur, is about high schoolers. And I'm like, but... And then I sat there for a minute, and then I was like, fuck. Is that true? Is that where that comes from?
But the majority of
anime is about high school. I know, Sid. I know. Is it true? Is it not true? Is that where it comes from? I don't know, but it gave me some deep thoughts. Deep thoughts.
I have to say though, that song, that intro song.
Oh, the fire song?
I don't know what it is, but that's just yes. I
mean, I think that's Uberworld, who does a fuck ton of really good anime OP songs.
Oh, it's so good.
You would like instructions on how to remove the D&D Beyond. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to set it to a campaign that doesn't have any characters in it. And hopefully that
click on the B, and then it'll bring up a pop-up, and you can click that sidebar that says visible.
I mean, yeah, I think you can click
I must not even have this extension.
I mean, you don't have to have the extension. If you just go on my Twitch page and you hover over it, it'll have a B, like the D&D Beyond B, and you click it and you set it to visible.
In other news,
although you shouldn't do that, you should turn it off for right now because we're not playing D&D.
Yeah. It's on visible, but nothing changes.
Scroll
nothing
over the screen and then look on the left side of the screen.
Yeah, nothing's happening.
Left-hand panel. You might have to refresh after it activates.
It was already activated. It's been activated this whole time. Nothing's. I mean, it's fine though.
That sounds like it's not fine. We'll work.
Hey,
we'll work on
in
it.
other news, if you have Amazon Prime or Twitch Prime, I guess it's both technically, you can get the Nintendo Online for free for like 12 months. I think it's actually like 3 months first.
It's 3 months, and then it'll email you for 9 months.
Yeah.
What
Yep.
online?
Nintendo Online, so the thing that costs money in order to do Nintendo.
Oh, so Nintendo, that's Nintendo's Xbox Live crap.
It's free through Twitch Prime for a year.
Free is good. If I
own Nintendo
Nintendo,
products,
I would do that.
I played them, free would be great.
I'm still of a fuckman. I'm still of a fucking
yeah.
Nintendo mentality. So you know,
I'm just waiting for the emulator to come out.
I mean, there already is.
There is. It's meh in comparison.
I haven't even bothered to look. I don't really.
I hear
care
the Wii U's
about-
doing good. The Wii
I
U
don't
one's
really care
doing
about
good.
any of the games, honestly.
You know what, Pondo? Let's just go ahead and do your intro. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. It's been a week.
Has it been a week?
Yeah,
It does feel like it's been exactly 1 week since the last time we sat down for the show.
Yeah. I think I gave myself a headache yesterday trying to figure out what I'm going to do as far as the desk and office. It's like AP messaged me. It's like, hey, if you need some help, just send me like a bill of material list. Okay, I'll come up with a plan. Comes up with a plan. 15 different ways to do plan. Scratches part plan out. That's
I mean, here's the thing, Pondo. I want the people who are on my shows to have good equipment and places to play. So I try to get that to happen. So just, work on the plan, man. It's not a rush. It's not a rush.
It's a rush to me because I'd like to
It's
have
a rush
free
to
time.
you. Okay, it is a rush. It's a rush.
I'd like to just do it and get it out of the way.
I mean, for me, a rush is like leaping off of a waterfall or, I don't know, going to an airport and needing to get on a plane.
It's definitely a rush because he said maybe we could get a bunny after he does it.
Okay, man. Pondo, how are you going to hold a fucking bunny hostage like that?
Hostage. There's some poor bunny at a shelter somewhere, and the clock is just ticking on its euthanization. And if you don't get that shit set up,
I'm just imagining
might as well
the
go
clock
down
sound from 24 right
strangle
now.
yourself.
Yeah, holy
There's
shit.
just a bunny sitting around somewhere listening to Sarah McLachlan on repeat, just waiting.
He could be adopted by a
Slowly being
worthy
rooted in
family, but instead here he is waiting for Pondo to finish dotting all the I's and crossing the T's on a plan to put some foam up.
Let me ask the important question here. What kind of bunny do you want, Cotton?
I want any kind of bunny,
Oh, well, that's fair.
but
I guess.
a Holland loop or a mini loop would be my preferred bunny.
I don't know what that is. What can you
It's
tell
more
me
the
about them?
floppy ears.
Yeah.
I want them because they're like people more. They want to be pet more.
That's
So
what my
their
brother,
ears are they also got chubby cheeks and long floppy ears, and they're super
Yeah.
cute.
that's what my brother had when we were growing up. Was a mini lop. Pretty good pet.
All right, so, Pondo, when you're not holding a gun to a bunny's head, what else are you doing? Bunny terrorist Pondothemad.
Well, man, I really have I just feel like a terrible guy now.
That bunny is so small, Cotton. Could it literally just fit in your hand? Not even on the palm, just on your fingers.
I don't know if it's that small, but it could probably fit
No,
in my hand.
this
as a
thing is so
baby.
small, it makes me want to pick the bunny up and just throw it to see if it'll take any damage. I just feel like it'll be so light, it'll land and it'll be
Wow.
perfectly fine.
Way to take Pondo's
What?
place as the bunny.
You haven't
villain.
seen this bunny, man. It literally looks like the bunny is this big.
I just want to set it on fire and watch it
I think
burn.
that one's a baby.
You know what? You say that, but they were going to set donkeys on fire last night on New Game Plus. They were like, we're going to set them on fire and throw them over a cliff. And I was like,
I
why
gotta
would
catch
you
up on
do
that
that
show,
to the
man.
donkeys?
Yeah, those are fictional donkeys, though. They're not real donkeys.
anyway.
Oh, yeah, we're doing your intro. Let's get back to that.
Yeah, no, when I'm not doing that stuff, I will possibly at some point start streaming on my Twitch, then to put videos on my YouTube, which are respective sites /Pondothemad. I play video games and stuff.
Can we like peer pressure you into setting a date for when you're gonna start streaming?
No.
You sure?
Yeah,
What about like end of next month?
maybe.
Peer pressure successful, motherfucker. That's right.
It's a very strong maybe. As in, like,
That's the thing about dates, though, is that when you set them, you start being like, oh, I did make that commitment.
I haven't made any commitment yet.
Speaking of someone who makes commitments, let's talk to SidAlpha.
Make commitments?
You did sign a contract.
I did. That is a thing I did. Crap, I guess I do make commitments. Shoot. All right,
Is
yeah.
everybody really quiet tonight, or is it just me? I don't know.
I'm
just gonna
here,
turn-
I'll turn up my gain a little bit.
No,
there.
I'll turn my volume up. I don't know what it is.
Bring this in a little closer there.
Come a little bit closer.
I'll just talk much louder.
No,
Is that better?
don't do that once I boost my fucking volume, man. What are you doing? SidAlpha, what are you doing?
Well, it's been a week. It has been a week. I've gotten to play some video games. Actually, Warcraft and Warcraft 2 came out on GOG, so I immediately loaded those up today, and I played played the first couple of maps on the first Warcraft game, and realized how terrible the controls are compared to modern variants.
Yeah.
Like truly god awful. And I also found out that they found evidence of fungi or mushrooms on Mars, which, that doesn't sound all that miraculous or anything like that, but it's living entities, organisms on another planet.
Well,
And-
it's controversial. Like it's inconclusive. Somebody just wrote a research paper and got it published that they think some of the pictures that they've seen might be fungus kind of deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they can't know for sure yet, but it's for me, that stuff like that is exciting. I really enjoy hearing about stuff like that, like way back when in the 90s when they found fossilized microbial life forms in a rock from Mars and all that stuff. I really enjoy learning about stuff like that. And so, that's, space. I always wanted to, that was one of the things I always wanted to do in my lifetime, was to visit another planet and stuff like that. So I bring stuff like that, kind of brings out the kid in me a little bit. And so I just get really excited about that kind of stuff. And yeah, Article 13 is also a thing that's been going on this week that I've had to pay close attention to. That'll be interesting. For those of you that don't know, Article 13 passed within the European Union, which means that all of the member countries will now have to generate their own laws based upon Article 13 to regulate copyright on the internet, which is going to be a nightmare for people to be able to figure out for a long time to come.
The memes have been great, though.
They have been. They've been glorious memes. Other than that, I've just been day job stuff. I managed to get out more than one video this week, which is a blessing over the past 3 months. I got a line on a voiceover audition and some other stuff, and I landed another bit of voiceover work, so my voice is gonna be in things.
That's awesome.
I mean, your voice is in things all the time. Some say too much.
Some say too much, but some people
Some say
would
too
not be
little.
me.
Some say too much. Look, I'm not trying to give you shit this week, except for one edge case. You were mostly good on Twitter this week, so I feel like I need to reward you by not.
So does Sid get a cookie for not starting shit this
Yeah,
week?
I guess. I mean, I'm not here to regulate you. But I feel
And
proud
I do have
that
to-
you managed to only get in one fight this week.
Wait, I got into who did I get into a fight
I
with?
don't recall, but I remember looking at your Twitter and being like, fucking SidAlpha.
I don't even recall. It's possible. I
Oh
did
my God, Sid, I remember what it is. It's your libertarian bullshit.
No,
You're like, come at me, bros. I'm so libertarian right now. I don't want to talk politics, but and I was like, come on now, Sid.
Took a massive verbal dump on a bunch of
Every other
people's
week, you're
heads,
like,
and
I'm not going to talk politics, and then the other week, you're like, by the way.
I pulled a Raddosaurus. I did a rage dump right in front of him, and then just turned and walked away. It just wandered off.
Don't pull any punches or poops.
Man, Cotton Pondo. So
You
how
did say
about
it
that
was
Pokemon
OKEANOS
podcast?
appreciation,
And how much we edit the fuck out of that shit.
Talking about Pokemon?
Oh my god, man! Literally, we're just like, all right, let's do our best not to swear, and then Pondo in the intros immediately fucks up.
I fucking love Pokemon.
And then at one point, I was like, "That's badass," and I was like, "No, shit, no, cut that out too." Okay, let's do something better than badass. No, cut that as well. All right, no, not that either. Okay, it's there's like a whole minute of me switching between words.
I really think you should take like a little Pikachu like soundbite and use that to bleep out.
No,
the word.
I've heard your point here. It's not gonna happen.
Sure, it won't happen. Gotta write that down.
No, don't do that. We should do that
I
for
didn't
the.
cuss.
So well, I mean, you don't normally cuss anyway.
You sure about that?
Lexi wasn't lewd.
Pondo,
Wait,
do you
what?
realize that means that we're the failures on that podcast?
Yes.
Wait, what?
Okay.
I've been thinking about that the entire time. Don't worry.
Lexi,
I haven't thought about that at all, but now I
Lexi-
am.
No, hold on. Back up. Lexi behaved.
Yeah, I
Yes.
know, it was super weird.
It was me and AP that fucked up.
Am I conscious right now?
Maybe you
Let's
had
see
some of those
what
Martian
it was.
mushrooms.
Maybe. Yeah. That's the only logical
I
explanation.
don't think she even made any lewd jokes before we started
I know.
going either.
Okay, now I'm worried. Did anyone check on her? Make sure she's okay.
Look, I think it's just like how in StarCraft during the Zerg campaign, how you get this chrysalis that you have to carry around for a really long time, and then it becomes Kerrigan. I feel like Lexi might be in her chrysalis phase.
That's even more terrifying.
Yeah, it should be. Good. Excellent. Sid.
I have to check and make sure she's not.
Oh my god. We'll finish her intro first
She's
before
not.
you get distracted.
No, that's basically it. It's been a week packed full of jams and the like of interesting stuff goings on. What with the Mars shrooms and the voiceover stuff. Sad part is I can't talk about half of it, but other than the fact that, hey, I'm probably going to be doing this cool thing, but I can't say what it is or when anyone might be able to see it or interact with it.
SidAlpha, are you telling me that you're under NDA?
Yes.
Okay.
Not even sure I can say whether or not I'm under NDA, so I may have breached the NDA by saying that I'm under NDA.
Excuse me. Wow, that is the most 1990s level politics I've ever heard. I can't comment on whether or not there will be a comment. There will be an announcement of an announcement later today. No, that's actually the 2010s right there.
Yeah, that is.
Yep.
We'll be announcing the announcement to the announcements tonight at 9.
We'll be announcing Borderlands 3 and what a huge waste it is. All right, Sid. If you got nothing else, I'm moving on. Last chance.
No, I'm good.
Gleemo. What can I say? I was shocked to hear that you've been watching me for so long. I was shocked to hear that all of those shots continue to hit you in your right torso over and over again. It was really an eye-opening experience last week. I mean, and to cap it all off with finally upsetting Pondo, just completely demoralizing him. He was a broken man afterwards. I don't know what happened. What came over me? I must have just been pure evil. Gleemo, what have you done in the last week to recover from the savage beating?
Well, I took it out on my players on Sunday night on twitch.tv/Galimo.
Okay, I assume they're all dead
nice.
now, like the players, not the characters.
But it was really cool. Several of your folks came and watched, so that was really nice. And thanks everyone who did come out. We are off this week. Next episode is April 7th. I'm hoping I might stream some retro this coming week to make up for us being off.
So that's normal for you, though, right? You stream every other week for Call of Cthulhu.
Exactly.
And that's over at twitch.tv/Glimo?
Twitch.tv/Galimo.
GLIMO.
GLIMO.
All right, just making sure. Stating everything really explicitly, just in case people didn't get the message.
I appreciate that. Other than that, super busy work week for me. I think I'm up to like 70 hours since our last session. Consulting tends to be feast or famine, so I take what I can when I can. But I definitely enjoy nights like this when I can take a breather. Spring's thinking of coming to Boston. We got snow on Saturday, but it was 55 today, so my sinuses are complaining a lot. Other than that, I think my big plan is to try to last more than 2 rounds of combat this week. I brought out I brought out the Heavy 7 Hawaiian shirt and hope that my beat up mech can survive.
If there's anything that'll get you through, it's the spirit of Heavy 7.
And all you need is a pocket dog to complete the ensemble.
Just don't get in front of me. That's like
Yeah, that's about it in my world.
Raddosaurus,
Here
I feel like I'm a never part of your world. But tell me, under the sea that is Texas, the
Life is much
seaweed
better.
is always gleaming there.
I'm good. I've had a pretty good week. Equal parts fun and productive, I suppose. We got to play into D&D games since the last time we spoke, which was pretty neat. One of them is at a table with mostly beginners. My wife and I are the only ones with any kind of experience, and it's always an interesting time. We have a DM who's pretty good, but he's like very married to the book. I think so he kind of just like runs adventure modules, and I think that's all him and his group of friends have ever done is run adventure modules. So like which is fine. That's just how they play. So it's but that's very different from how I've always played. So that's been fun. Then I started another game where somebody actually finally let me play a null, which is pretty fun. So that'll be entertaining. And then I did a lot of yard work over the weekend. I installed a new backyard. I tore up my backyard and leveled it and moved in about 7 or 8 yards of dirt to get it all to slope properly. I still have some drainage issues. I'll probably do about 2 or 3 more yards of dirt this weekend to finally finish off the dog portion of my yard. And then I will bring in a couple yards of mulch to mulch our dog pen. But yeah, I saw Captain Marvel, which was good. I don't know what else to say about it, really. It's pretty average, I think, in my opinion. I enjoyed watching it. It's not one that I will probably watch again. It was kind of like a one view entertain, it was 2 hours of entertainment. I don't see getting 2 more hours of entertainment watching it again. I think a lot of the complaints people have about it, and not like, aside from all like the out of movie, like political stuff it's kind of been plagued by, just like the movie gripes that I've seen people have, I think are all pretty valid. I just overlook most of that stuff. I think it's fine. I don't think you need to watch it if you want to skip it. I think it's very skippable. I don't think you're going to not understand anything in Endgame if you don't see this movie. I think you can get the gist of it from the preview close enough to where you'll be all right. But but I did enjoy it. It was good. I put it above average, slightly above average for most Marvel movies. I'll make a controversial statement and say I liked it better than Black Panther.
Wow, that actually is pretty controversial.
Well, Black Panther has not aged well in my mind. I think it's very average and very formulaic, and it's hard to feel very strongly about a movie that the main character is the least interesting person in the whole movie. And Captain Marvel doesn't have that problem. So
I disagree. I actually feel like the supporting cast in Captain Marvel does all the heavy lifting. Man, Samuel L. Jackson's out here fucking killing it. Co-pilot's out here killing it.
Samuel L. Jackson and the best friend are definitely scene stealers, like undoubtedly for sure.
You're my science guy.
Science guy was good too. I don't know. It was a good movie. I liked watching it. I really did. My wife loved it. She thought it was really good. She'd probably put it in her top 10, if not top 5 Marvel movies. She had a great time at it. She's leering at me right now because I'm not saying like really nice things about it. So I should take a picture of this and put it on Discord. It's like half of my wife around the corner. Like I could just see one eyeball.
My cat does that shit, by the way.
She's just like, you motherfucker, don't you trash talk that movie we saw together. I did. I liked it. It doesn't go in my top 5, but I liked it. I will also say, though, that I went in with little to no expectation, which is probably why I liked it, as there was no hype around it for me. I was not expecting to be blown away. So I just, I found it entertaining. I was like, okay.
All right. You rated the movie slightly higher than me.
Yeah,
I'd say it's
probably. I think that's true for most movies, though.
One step below average for. Oh, I meant for just as a Marvel movie. I feel like it was one step below the average Marvel movie.
Sure.
Better than Ant-Man. Worse than Ant-Man 2.
Its biggest concern to me is just Captain Marvel in Endgame, right? I don't want a Mary Sue situation where this brand new hero comes in and plays a major role in the resolution that
has the same name as the comic company that owns it.
Yeah, I'm not into that, right? Like, I feel like.
Well, I think you're going to be pretty disappointed.
I am too. That's why this is a very real fear for me, because I think it's likely going to happen. I don't know. I feel like as movie viewers, we've all invested the last decade into these classic characters, and to not have them be the primary focus of the end of this chapter of superhero movies, I think would be a real disservice.
But they got to bring the next chapter forward.
I know, but I don't know that Captain Marvel is that big of a part of the next chapter, to be honest with you. I mean, her movie made like $1 billion, so you're gonna see a lot more Captain Marvel. There's no doubt about it. But I don't know.
Well, it's such a broad ensemble too. I don't see any way they could give all the characters the proper resolution.
Look, sure. I see these Avengers posters, and they're like, half of them are dead and half of them are alive. And I'm like, they did that because they got Tony Stark's driver and his wife on this side, and they have people who are actually dead on the other side. Like, you got Wong on the left side of this poster, motherfucker. Wong was in the movie for like 5 minutes, and he cut a dude's arm off, and that's it.
Yeah. They tried really hard to like balance it. They're like,
tried to get a pastrami for 380 rupees.
Half of the hero died, and I'm like, I don't know. Only if you count the limo driver as a hero, right? Like, So I know they won't be able to pay homage to everyone. So what I'm hoping is they'll focus on the people who are not having their contract renewed, right? Like, we're not getting any more Chris Evans. We're probably not getting any more Robert Downey Jr. outside of maybe a cameo here or there. So. Give me those guys as the leads in the movie, because really those two characters haven't patched it up since Civil War. So I feel like there's a long, strained, deep relationship there that needs to be resolved, I think, in the final movie before we say goodbye to those characters. So, or maybe not the characters. Well, we will say goodbye to the characters. Because those heroes may continue to exist, but probably as different people in different context.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that was it. Saw some movies, played some games, sweat in the yard.
I thought the Stan Lee tribute was pretty fucking dope.
It was beautiful, yes. Yep. Both in the opening credits and his God, his cameo was so good, and it really spoke to me personally, obviously, because I'm a big fan of like the reference in that cameo, and watching like the reaction video of the guy that was involved in it, and like I don't know, that was very emotional for me. That was pretty cool. It reminded me that like, oh my God, this movie is set in the '90s. Like, I mean, the movie never lets you forget. It constantly beats you over
Blockbuster Radio
like,
Shack.
90s nostalgia. I think some of the soundtrack choices were a little questionable as far as their timing goes. Not that any of them weren't iconic of the 90s, because they all were, but yeah, that's it. That was my
Please
week.
God, no Nirvana.
I don't know that there was any in Nirvana, actually.
It's rough, man. I mean, Guardians of the Galaxy set a standard that I don't think anybody else can match.
Nah, yeah, I agree. Into the Spider-Verse has a really fantastic soundtrack, but it's not technically a Marvel movie, so.
All right. Speaking of something that can't be matched, let's talk to Cotton.
Hi,
Yeah, what's up?
I'm Cottontailed.
Yeah.
I doodle and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Cotton, what bad thing happened to you over the last few days since I've seen you last?
Oh, I went to the doctor to get my prescriptions refilled, and I've talked to her about my head since I'm still getting headaches, and I found out that I actually did have a
Have a
minor
concussion? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, turn.
Only a little one.
I got.
Damn it, Cotton.
I'm sure you've already heard it before. I got nothing else to say. I'm just.
I also had to go get a prescription.
Yeah. Did you talk to her about what concussions are and why you should never go to sleep with one, and why a bump on the head is definitely 100% a concussion?
Oops.
Oh, God. I'd say you're killing me, but it sounds like you're killing you. Ugh.
She was mildly concerned that there was still a bump there after almost a week. So on Monday, if my headaches don't go away, then I'm going to go get a CAT scan. But it's probably fine.
I mean, why would they wave a cat over your head? You know, I feel like they'd be much, you know, it's like a bunny, right? Like, they'd probably make you, oh, that type of CAT scan.
As someone with a long storied past with concussions, I would definitely recommend that you see as many doctors as anyone could possibly recommend to you.
Indeed.
Get your head checked. Well worth your time and investment.
It's fine.
Yeah, as they say, where's your head at? Where's your head at?
She did tell me to like avoid loud noises and bright lights and staring at screens and stuff like that.
Like 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Okay, so
I mean,
I'm sitting here staring at a computer monitor for multiple hours, and I've been
pretty
to
sure
the house. I know those dogs.
It's 3 for 3 technically right now, I'd say.
Okay, nice.
Where I work, there's this machine. It's like a heavy, loud machinery going constantly. It's fine.
Get yourself some earplugs.
Yeah.
All right, you got anything else going on, Cotton? Meteorites, zombies.
I have cherry flavored applesauce and it's super good.
Oh, thank God! I thought you were gonna be like, well, someone did just set the local government buildings on fire, and now there won't be any pool service at the local pool, and
My dog showed up from outside with a severed hand in its mouth.
Oh my goodness, God.
I let my dogs run around the kitchen while I was cooking and they behaved and they just laid down and it was great. I was especially impressive with Rue.
All right.
Yeah.
You got anything else to add? I got a story to share, guys. I've been streaming pretty much every day for like 2 weeks again. Never my favorite thing to do. And I was like, oh shit, my Saturday night is so open. I'm gonna game the whole time. And I've spent like hours picking out the game and decide. And then I was like, oh fuck, I actually do have to do a recording with Sam and Rad. So that was it today. I managed to wreck myself, just like, I am gonna play some games. So that's it. I'm streaming through next Friday. Every day. Gosh. And you know what the thing is that half this content's not going to come out for forever.
But you're putting in the front end work.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh,
I'm already getting people that are like, when's Pokemon coming out, Arthur? And I'm like, 3, 6, 9 months.
Yeah.
When the winter winds blow once more.
Yeah. When the days run short and the nights grow cold.
Really?
Look to the east.
Yeah.
Do we have anything else we want to cover real quick? Any big gaming news or anything like that?
Did you watch the last episode of Critical Role?
I did. Oh my god.
Shit got real.
Liam just being like, "Bye!"
Yeah.
And oh man, the whole rest of the party. I mean, Ford was dying. He was like,
Yeah.
"No, don't do it. Don't
He
do
was so
it.
sweaty. Yeah.
No."
That's pretty good. Look, if you don't watch Critical Role, I don't blame you because I didn't watch it for a long time.
Yeah,
but
I
I
have
finally,
no idea what you're talking about.
I finally latched on when they started a new season because there was just like no way I was ever gonna like jump in on the first one. It was so long and so many episodes and so many hours of stuff.
There's like
And-
60 episodes of the current season now.
Yeah, even when I started watching it though, I was very lukewarm on it. I was like, I watched probably
Took a long time for the second season to get going.
I probably watched like 10, 15 episodes, and I was really ready to stop watching. And I was like, I'm not super entertained. The first couple episodes, I was like, I don't love these characters. I don't see what the big deal is about. I don't think these people are all that charming as the internet thinks they are.
He was so wrong, though. He was so wrong.
I stuck it out, and a lot of the people who rubbed me, nobody rubbed me the wrong way. A lot of people I was lukewarm on, I grew on me. And I started to like the show more and more as it got. And I still can look back and say I didn't care for that arc, that like 3 or 4 set of episodes. But all in all, like I don't know, I just put it in the background and listen to it for the most part. It's pretty entertaining. It's finally wound up now to where
it's really the Sam, Laura, and
yeah,
Liam show.
Rolling pretty hard. I thought the whole pirate thing was a real digression.
Really? I thought that the pirate thing was one of the best arcs.
It had fun parts, but like really, we would have gotten to where we are right now a long time ago if they hadn't done the whole like pirate thing.
Sure. But also the world wouldn't be under the imminent threat of the Sword of Damocles without that.
Sure.
I mean, they're literally any random person could get one of these orbs and go to the temple and do the ritual, and now the world will end. And they're like, no, we're fine. No one's going to find it. We're good. And I'm like, no, you've doomed everybody. It's cool.
Yeah, it's not like from start to finish, we decided we wanted to find it, and then we found it like 2 weeks later. No one else could possibly do that. It's impossible.
Especially since they know that someone is out there looking to do exactly the thing.
Yeah. Someone's like showing up like as they're leaving or something
You
crazy.
know how it is with player characters, right? They always believe that the whole world revolves around them and nothing significant happens without them.
It's very true.
So, I feel like last night I called for a gentlemanly discussion about cheese, everybody's favorite cheese. I want to throw it back to this group. Favorite alcohol. Pondo, I'm going to start with you. Pondo's going to tell me he doesn't drink alcohol based on that furtive stare. I mean, are you a rabbit that's about to get shot? You're like...
I've drank alcohol, very little, I should say.
That's fine.
Only bits I've had was whiskey, some Mike's Hard Lemonade, and like
that's some pretty good stuff right there. Fuck you, audience, if you don't agree. But
no, I actually liked it.
Yeah, I know it's good.
It would be my way of drinking beer without drinking beer.
Yeah, exactly. Most beer tastes horrible. That's not what I'm looking for when I drink anything. I've literally never been like, man, I would really love to drink something that tastes terrible.
I mean, to people, it tastes good. I don't know. It's a subjective thing. It might be an acquired thing. Like for me and coffee, I've noticed I've been drinking more coffee because it's there at work. She's looking at Cotton's looking at me in surprise. Wait, what's the thumbs down, AP?
Coffee.
You don't like coffee?
I've had coffee like twice in my life. It's disgusting.
What would you go to Starbucks though?
What?
What do you get at Starbucks?
When would I ever go to Starbucks?
What is in Discord? What is the cups that you've been getting drawings on?
That's at my gym. Those are protein shakes.
Oh,
Post-workout recovery.
What did you think it was?
Starbucks, apparently.
legitimately thought it was Starbucks.
Do they do that at Starbucks? Do they draw custom things?
I think they can.
I mean, all right, that's hype. Look, Pondo, if we can't get your favorite alcoholic drink, what's your favorite drink in general?
I cherry Coke, probably.
Sid, I'm jumping to you. What do you got?
He's disappointed.
My absolute favorite alcohol.
Mm-hmm. How are you gonna say absolute favorite? Like, that's like someone being like, "Is that your best friend?" Or,
I mean, I'm a whiskey and scotch fan.
all right,
Like, so, you know, give me a cask strength scotch with a single ice cube in it, and I'm a happy boy.
Klima, what do you got?
I'm a wine guy.
What type of wine? What are we talking? Red, white,
Reds.
dry, fruity.
No, not fruity.
Sugary?
Reds. I like a lot of Italian stuff. But you know, I'll drink what fits in a glass. So
I'll tell you a wine story. It's a good one. My mom likes to drink the whitest, driest wine possible that will destroy the insides of your body with how sarcastic it is. So she disapproves of my wine choices. So every time she goes to Japan, there's a specific brand of wine that they only make a certain number of bottles every year. And she has them set aside a bottle for me so that when she passes through, they can pick it up. It's called Girlfriend wine. It's super fruity. It tastes horrible, but it has really high sugar content. So she gives it to me every single time to let me know what a girl I am for my wine choices.
I see.
Mm-hmm. Raddosaurus, I don't know what I don't know what your answer is going to be.
Yeah, I don't drink.
All right, favorite
Never
regular
really have.
drink?
I enjoy
Cherry
a
Coke.
room temperature glass of water,
All right.
or a very cold, delicious, fattening Dr. Pepper. Those are my drinks of choice for the
Okay.
most part.
All right.
Yeah. Not terribly exciting. Sorry. Don't know if you're looking for me to pitch you something exotic or revolutionary, but
Look, if I was going to pitch something exotic, I'd be pitching this exotic dark chocolate rum. Exotic is on the label.
kind of like how you said about beer. Like people have always told me, "Oh, it's an acquired taste." I'm like, I don't want to learn to like anything. I want if I put it in my mouth,
Should be good.
I want it to be good. Or
I agree.
or there's so many other things that I do like to eat and drink. Why would I teach myself to like something that I think tastes bad good?
Dark and
think it tastes
stormy,
good.
Manhattan,
You know what I mean?
screwdriver.
I just generally don't like the taste of alcohol. Like I've tried lots of different kinds of drinks, but there's always the underlying taste of alcohol. And I don't know, I'm not into it. Doesn't do anything for me. The closest I've come to enjoying an alcoholic drink has probably been wine.
Okay.
Kind of middle of the spectrum red wine. I've had a couple glasses at it. Not that I would go out and seek that out to drink it again, but just like, you know, I was at a wine testing with a bunch of friends and I was drinking the wine and I was like, all right, this is okay. I could tolerate this. Like, it's all right. But outside that,
You know, when I'm looking for something to do with my life, I often say I can tolerate this.
yeah, it's a good level to shoot for. Tolerable existence.
Just Cotton, what do you got?
Well, I can't actually drink alcohol. It'll probably kill me with my heart
literally
medicine.
half the people here don't drink. All right, that was a bad choice on my part, but I learned so much about.
Yeah.
Well, I did, however, drink on my 21st birthday, before I knew I had a heart problem, that would have been an issue. And I drank only shots.
What a great introduction.
I thought that, the smaller ones wouldn't get me drunk.
I mean, that's
The
logical.
people you were drinking with are what we are commonly known as assholes.
No, I disregarded everything my sister said, who was the one telling me what to order to drink, and I would just order a shot because it was small.
Okay, so you're the asshole. You disregarded.
She told me she was going to get me super wasted and do everything.
Well, it sounds
she
like you
could
got
to
yourself
get
super wasted.
I was not. I was very tipsy. I was not. I was way more sober than my sister.
I want to believe you. However, the number of drunk people I've seen that are like, there's no way that I am super wasted. You're wasted, okay?
My parents will vouch for me that I was not super wasted, but my sister was.
I'll tell you two quick stories. One, the only time I've ever been semi-intoxicated was I was at a very authentic Japanese restaurant, and I had been invited there by the owner because we had been regulars there for a long time. He's having his birthday. So we went to his birthday, and of course the social obligation of drinking sake while at a Japanese sushi man's birthday was pretty high. So normally not one to be peer pressured, I felt culturally obligated to participate. So that was the only time I got a little wacky. And the other story is the only time I've purchased alcohol was also on my 21st birthday. I bought a 6-pack of beer and also bought a handgun, which are the two things you can buy when you're 21. And I shot that beer with my new handgun. So, yeah,
that must be a Texas law or something.
That's my 21st birthday. Yeah.
Well, I thought, in Texas, when you went and bought a bottle of whiskey, it came with a complimentary 6-shooter. I thought that's how that worked.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. You can buy the package deal. So yeah, that was my 21st birthday.
All right. Well, I've learned a lot about some of the people I stream with. If I go to a convention, I feel like my plan to cook for anybody in the general area and then open my alcohol storage to them is now not such a great idea. Of course, my cooking will probably kill them before the alcohol does.
What are you talking about?
I'm allergic to mushrooms, in case you need to know that.
I can eat most anything.
So if someone was like, I have a gluten allergy, I'd be like, I'm done. I literally can't cook for you.
Earth mushrooms or Mars mushrooms?
Both. I was right about to say, I got to stay away from Mars because that place sounds pretty rough for me.
Sid, I actually, before we jump into this, I just want to ruin your dream of going to another planet, by the way. All these people are coming back, all these astronauts are coming back, and they're like, look at the horrific damage that has happened to their DNA. They're barely even humans anymore.
Oh, well.
Look at that study. No, look at the study of the two twins. They both became astronauts, but only one of them went into space, and the guy who came back had a horribly malformed genetic code.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just saying, buddy. Traveling through space is super dangerous. The sun is a deadly laser.
And?
All right. Okay. Well, as long as you're willing to withstand the sun's deadly laserness.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained, sir.
Throughout human history, SidAlpha, numerous funguses have been discovered all over the world. And the majority of them are poisonous, and the people that ate them died. And that's how it was discovered not to eat those kinds of fungus, my friend.
That's why you test them.
And over their dead bodies, there's a sign that says nothing ventured, nothing gained. Thanks from humanity.
They ventured, and we all gained the knowledge of not to do that again. So
all right. Excellent. Let's get started. If I remember correctly, you all, I wouldn't say... It's complicated. It's complicated. Last episode was complicated. However, you hooked up with Harbinger, aka Sir Daniel, and have invaded the bunker system and port where Supply Crate was waiting. That was marked accidentally, possibly, to one Lady Isabel Trohan. In the process, you met with Lady Isabel Trohan as her defense forces engaged you. She warned you, go home. Your response? No way. Battle was engaged. A hunchback popped out of a skyscraper and then immediately got totally wasted. Just absolutely trashed and went around. Completely. It has one internal center torso left.
Makes me think of those gifs of people doing dumb things, and then they overlay the like Grand Theft Auto like wasted screen. The words pop up.
I mean, I have its sheet over here somewhere, and like the pile of. Yep, there it is. It's literally got one internal left. The pile of salvageable vehicles that you're walking away with. In the process, Lady Trohan was revealed through the comedic stylings and also electronic warfare stylings of Bandito to be a possible member of the Brotherhood of Cincinnatus who had backed Dark Phoenix. Sir Kyle Trohan, the pilot of the Hunchback, has been captured, and Baronet Lyle Kminster is on the run in his Cicada. Lady Isabel's on the run in her Griffin and have retreated onto a container ship. Baronet Renwald Warner has surrendered with his Centurion and has agreed to turn it over to your group temporarily in an act of good faith, as he's confused as to what is happening now that the traitors in our midst have revealed themselves.
Because he didn't know that they were, he was working for a Cincinnatus person either, right?
That's correct. As far as you know, he appears to be innocent.
Right.
Right up until the end of the episode where he blows up the Centurion when you're not looking.
I wasn't worried about that.
I just thought he was the guy who had no idea what was going on because he was caught out of the loop.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So let's describe this container ship. It is moments away from launching off of the dock. You can see that the engines are already throttled up. They're trying to pull up this mech-sized gangplank, but you all have stormed the plank. You have basically a few seconds to get up it before the whole ship with the plank begins pulling away. So modern day super carriers are about 1,000 feet long. This thing is about 2,000 feet wide and a mile long. It is meant to haul enormous piles of minerals and such. As your sensors come online, you find out why there were no civilians in the port. There are hundreds of humans crammed onto the ship on the top deck, just hanging out, scattered around. And the captain is like blaring the ship alarm, like, brr, brr, and he's like, "Get you and the mechs, get off this ship. This is a civilian transport."
This is like a refugee situation. Were they evacuating?
That's correct. Sir Harbinger, if you remember your briefing from last time, I believe you know a little bit about this situation. You're like, let me go back through those notes you sent me last week.
I'm looking at the notes that you sent me from last week, and I don't...
Are you going to say that you don't see the notes that you're apparently supposed to have?
That is what I'm saying.
Don't worry, I fucked up on this before. All right, so I'll just go ahead. People who were fleeing from the clan invasion took to the seas and then were forced back to this port. And now they, instead of taking up the port where Harbinger had seen them, they have been gathered onto the ship, which is again taking off.
We don't know who's operating the ship. Is it?
You have no idea who's captaining the ship.
Okay. But these, it's clear enough that these are people trying to escape the clan occupation.
I mean,
no,
they look like
not.
families huddled on the deck of a super container ship.
Okay. I guess what I'm asking, are things bad enough to where this would be a likely course of action for a bunch of civilians to evacuate their port? Okay.
Yep. All right. Well, as you can see, the enemy has already placed themselves. Cicada and Griffin have placed themselves on the far end of the ship. You all may place yourselves within 3 hexes of the smoke token.
Is this the actual physical, is this like the stern right here, Arthur? Or
Yep.
does the ship
That is
theoretically
that is
continue?
the end of the ship.
Okay.
The engines are located below the smokestack and the captain's upper deck.
What are we? 3 hexes?
3 hexes. You guys can take a moment to plan things out if you'd like. I can even take off my headset if that would make you feel better.
So it's really just these 2 mechs. Why do I feel like more mechs are going to show up?
I have a feeling more mechs are going to show up.
But not knowing
I
that,
mean, where would I hide the
On our
mechs?
system.
Where indeed would you hide the mechs, Arthur?
I think his thing with this one is the fact that there's a bunch of people we could potentially squish.
I think the issue we're looking at is that there's civilians in the area that are in very vulnerable positions, as in being in the area of mechs.
Mm-hmm.
All right, everybody's good with where they're placed?
I want to try and comms the tower.
All right, you comms the tower. Who is this? Who's on this channel? This is a naval frequency. As you hear this, the whole ship rocks as it begins pulling away from the dock.
Captain, I am Sir Maxwell Harridan. We are engaged in a military
This is the
maneuvers.
communications officer. Who am I talking to?
Put your captain on the line right now, son.
You don't have any authority here. Who the hell are you people?
I need you to power down your engines. We are engaged in military maneuvers.
Are you
and
on those mechs that are crawling around on our deck?
There's no more time. Shut down your engines.
So someone breaks into the channel and says, Captain, this is Lady Isabel Trahan. I have given orders
Lady
that
Isabel.
the maintainers of this ship, who work for my family, not receive any orders from you. They've seen the footage of your savage attack on my men at the port facility, where you fired upon the bunkers that they were in and killed all of them. How you damaged buildings within the city. But more damningly, I've shown evidence that you were part of a traitorous attack on the Archon years ago, and are now taking out your terrorist vengeance against the Lyran people. Your
I'd be
presence on this
interested-
ship violates every article of war, as you are bringing your war to these people. These civilians are under threat by the Steel Vipers because you are here. We will defend the Lyran people, and at this point you can see that she's flipped to an open channel. We will defend the citizens of this ship from your advances.
Of my lance. And does she even realize that this is? Is she just giving a speech here? I don't understand what's happening. What sort of cut footage did she give those people?
Sir, I believe that they're trying to make us look like a bad people.
I would imagine so. Do me a favor, someone take your cam footage and take that uncut and unedited and shoot that on up to the
Sir Harridan.
Absolutely.
ship.
No matter what edited camera footage you may provide, the people of the Lyran Commonwealth will not be tricked by your treasonous ways. Even your own Lyran intelligence service has condemned you.
Oh, I'm terribly
You arrived
sorry.
here
Maybe
months
you're the
ago
only-
and attempted to join a terrorist organization as your first action on planet. Isn't that the truth, Sir Harridan?
Proof, lady. Where is your proof?
I have all of the proof that I need.
You have no proof whatsoever. Your lies are as transparent as the holes in your brother's mech. I suggest you stand down. There are civilians.
You boast
in the area.
about
Their lives are in
attempting to
danger.
kill my brother. A savage, a barbarian. I cannot
We could
believe
have very
that.
easily killed your brother that you abandoned, by the way.
Who
but
raised you to
still
Lyran
very
nobility?
much alive, lady.
Coward, a coward, hiding behind mercenaries and foreigners.
You're hiding behind civilians.
You are hiding behind
This
civilians.
ship,
You are attempting to shield yourselves with the bodies of non-combatants, and you speak to me of honor, lady.
we are providing security for refugees.
You are providing death.
Just the 4 of you? You were providing that? I don't think so.
She cuts the comms. Her point, you believe, is made.
Noble, that woman is not. She doesn't walk off this field.
All right. So, if you fire through a hex containing civilians, or step into a hex containing civilians, and there are any misses, there's a 50% chance that they will hit the civilians on that target.
Oh, goody.
Don't worry, there'll be other mechanics as the fight advances, like the rolling of the ship.
And the civilians are the pawns.
Indeed, they are. Also, I have a running bet about whether I will push Rad off the ship or Rad will push one of my mechs off the ship. I'm in favor that I will win, and the person who created this map is in the favor that Rad will win. So, let us roll to see who will go first this round. I had dice somewhere.
Let's see. Oh, here we go.
I'm pretty sure I out-ton both of their mechs, so I think I should have a pretty good chance to shove somebody. I don't know exactly how the shove stuff works.
You know,
Well, I
there's
got
a rule
a
book for that.
14.
I
Okay.
got a 15.
Obviously, it's a bonus action, and it's opposed athletics rolls.
Really? That's it. What?
Shit. All right. You have a +5?
Yeah, she's good at what she does.
Son of a bitch. Okay.
Especially now that
So
she's
we're
not
flat
settling
rolling
with
against each other. I see how it
Yeah,
is.
what's up? She beat you by 1. You guys are moving first. You'll need to move 2 of your mechs, and then next time you'll move 3.
Question before we begin.
Yeah.
Being this is a new session, do we get a point of edge back?
Nope. I mean, you can buy edge if you want.
I'm going
but,
to
you know,
buy a point of edge because I burned through all of mine last session. So I will absolutely do that. I just have enough for 1.
I believe, Harbinger, you also purchased a point of edge back.
Yes, and that's.
That's a good
I
call.
think you already put that on my sheet for me. So
I might have. It could have happened. There was a bunch of stuff I did at the last minute.
I get on the comms to Harridan. I'm like, sir, respectfully, this is pretty clearly a trap. I think the resources and firepower of our unit are well known and documented, and for them to have thought that they could have contested us in the port with what they showed up with makes it pretty clear that that was a baiting maneuver, and we should expect additional resistance.
Oh,
As
it's
we
very much
try
a
to close
big
on.
maneuver. What they're going to be attempting to do here is to make us look as terrible as possible before retreating and then blaming us for any and all deaths that they cause.
Just to be clear, there's
be
no
careful.
retreating for either side off this battlefield. You are in a moving cargo vessel headed towards the ocean. Every round you get further from the shore.
Sir, would you like me to try to spot any sort of sneakiness they got going on?
Absolutely. Please, I will slave my senses to yours as well. Try and help where I can with that.
Okay.
So are you doing that instead of moving this turn?
Oh, can I just do that instead of
shooting?
firing?
Sure.
Since
Go ahead and make your move. We'll do-
How high are these crates?
They are as high as they say they are. The ones that say 1 are 1 level high, and the ones that's sorry, each one is 1 level high, and so the short one should be 2, and the taller one should be 4.
Okay.
Do we have any kind of equipment to like jam communications? Is that a common thing, or do you have to have that specific?
So all
like, suite
mechs
for that.
have that ability to do it to other mechs, and all mechs have the ability to break it as well. So it's essentially a completely moot point, right? Like,
I want to jam the ship.
okay, I mean that's something you can do without any problem. I mean,
Okay.
you're looking at civilian grade equipment versus a huge military force standing on its deck.
Okay.
All right, you jam the ship's equipment. Just to be clear, most modern ships do use like satellite driving guidance. So I mean, they will now be forced to navigate by hand, literally.
Yeah.
All right.
Means they'll also have to go slower
Also, for the
unless they're crazy.
for the sensor ops roll, I got a 8 + 6, so it is a 14.
Did you take a +1 from me?
Oh, so 15.
Okay. You are detecting that in this crate right here. I'll go find a marker for it somewhere.
How about this explosion?
That crate is loaded with military supplies. It's probably the crate that Harbinger noticed earlier and I called you out here for.
Okay, so nobody stand next to that crate.
Nobody shoot near that crate.
Yeah.
Don't stand next to it. Don't shoot near it. It will blow this whole thing up, probably.
You are having a lot of trouble penetrating the interior of the ship, but you are picking up more metallic pings coming from inside many of the crates here.
Don't shoot through the ship.
And more importantly, this ship has a lot of heat signatures on the inside. There are probably over 1,000 people between who's on deck and who's underneath the ship.
Oh well, all right.
We need to get these people.
I mean,
free
it is a
this-
mile-long ship, so you can fit a lot of people inside.
It's a mile. Okay, I guess it is. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, you can fit a lot of people in a ship.
I
the
mean,
size of-
1,000 people for a mile-long ship is actually not very
not
many
that
people.
many.
All right. Well, I guess that's it for me.
All right, so the two of you have moved.
I didn't move, but I will...
Devastator moved. Let's get a movement die for that Devastator.
Oh, that's right.
Let me
Which-
just ask: do you want to stay together on this?
I
Do you
think
want
we
to run as a clump?
should. I think we should.
I think it might be a good idea.
Okay. What's the speed on the broke Centurion?
I
Four,
think-
six.
Oh, it's 4. It can move 4/6.
I
Wait,
thought I had to destroy that.
how messed up with his leg?
No, the leg's not messed up at all. The leg has been
the
shot through.
armor's gone. But
No internal damage.
Sweet.
Oh,
All right.
it
so
had
4/6,
one
okay.
component, I think, shot. Wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it's
Or
like
not?
2 component damage. That's fine.
So it's a 2-3.
2-3. With the
Okay.
two
Then
component damage.
we're gonna have to be very methodical then, I guess.
Yeah, so mainly because we don't want to shoot near civilians
Yeah.
or shoot some of the crates. I don't think shooting some.
So
of the
who
crates-
else is moving? Is it the Flashman here?
move.
Okay.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Okay.
And I'm just
The
gonna
cicada
I'm just gonna
moves by
stay
not
down
moving.
this lane while you guys, we'll go down these 2 lanes. I think is what we'll do.
All right. I'm going to send my minions down all 3 lanes. If you want to meet in the mid, we can do ADC.
Wait, 3. I only see 2 mechs. Where's your third?
I don't play those games, but I get it. I know what you're talking
Thanks.
about.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm a little slow today.
All right. You guys need to move your other 3 mechs.
when I'm slow. Okay, I'll go 1, 2. Turn for 3, 4, 5, 6.
Question:
Yep.
how big was our hideout in comparison to this?
This is much, 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 much larger. You could land a dropship on this thing.
You think a mobile hideout? Because that's what
I think that'd be a bad. I mean, it wouldn't be a bad idea, but it'd also be a bad idea.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a good PR move to just steal this.
a leopard-
giant-
A fully functional leopard dropship is 66 meters long, which I think is something like 1,000 feet, right?
66 meters.
Yep.
It's definitely something you're probably
meters, like,
calculating in your
what-
head, right? You're like, what if we could get, if this all goes well, we should get ourselves one of these ships.
Let me.
That
let me
was
Google
more so
that for you.
thinking about the
Sorry,
people
it's 216
inside the
feet
ship.
long.
216 feet.
All right, so this thing you could land like
A bunch of them.
Yeah,
I was trying to think how big that one map
Like,
was.
10 of them, tip to tip, would go across the width of the
yeah.
ship.
The ship is fucking huge. It's meant to haul minerals from Raffinia over to the other continents and bring you like luxury goods back.
Because you did say this was about 2,000 feet wide, right?
Yep. According to my notes, the ship is 1,782 feet wide, 4,158 feet long, and there's a very good reason it's exactly that specific. It's definitely not for all the ambushes and traps.
I don't know if I can do this also this turn, but I want to record a message real quick and then run it on a loop, like on an open, like loudspeaker broadcast for,
You have like 6 to 10 seconds. What are you going to say?
Attention, American Commando. You are surrounded now, and there's no chance for escape. Lay down your weapons now, and you'll be treated with charity and kindness.
just
That's actually from a video game.
attention, all hands and civilians, move to the starboard stern of the ship. This is Crow's Black in pursuit of a known terrorist
For your
cell.
own safety.
For your own safety. again, move to the starboard stern of the ship.
Okay, make a leadership roll real quick.
Okay, let me look up what.
I technically helped there because I included the for your own safety part.
No.
Nice try, Sid.
No. Okay, I only have a 1. I only have a +1 to this.
Shit.
You roll double ones, and they begin pulling out tomatoes covered in SRM2s.
Hey, pretty good. So 11.
All right.
Or not 11.
So,
Yeah, 11.
Yeah.
here's the deal. These people don't trust you.
Sure. I didn't expect them, but I wanted to have that plausible deniability of.
They are afraid
Our
of
side-
you,
our
and
side
they
saying
are
move out of the way.
fleeing before you. And your broadcast is like, move to the back right-hand side of the ship. And they're like, they're coming. Move to the back right-hand side of the ship to get away from them.
That's what I want them to do.
That's
They're not
fine.
like, oh, yay, our heroes, Crow's Black, have come.
Right.
Baby steps.
That was not the expectation. I don't care if they think we've come to kill your mistress, but we don't want you in the way, so just get out of the way. If that's how they take it, that can be how they take it.
All right. What do you got? Last group here.
We get the Marauder and Centurion still need to move, I believe.
1, 2, 3.
Nice speech, Centurion in action.
Yep. And that's
Also
a
walk
run. God.
Because everybody's in my way for a run, actually.
Sorry. It's rough. The Griffin.
Centurion's the only one that's not actually in my way.
The Griffin holds its turn, and then the civilians all move at the end of the round.
That's not to the starboard rear.
They're fleeing, my friend. Not all of them are moving in the same direction. Did I move this guy? I don't think so. Okay. Let's clear our dice out and then roll.
Yeah, it's just playing on a loop. Like every 20 seconds, the message repeats.
Flee
rolled really
before
bad,
me,
so-
worms! The scourge has come!
Hey, I rolled well, Arthur. You have to give me.
I am the devastation! I am the destruction of Asgard!
I am
Beware, for I am Asgard's doom!
I am the noun that verbs your other noun.
Did you roll for your...
Yes, I rolled a whopping
Well,
6.
great. You guys get to move 2 and 3, and I get to wait until you move some of those too.
That's all right, Sid. These are the initiatives to lose right now.
You said we can hop up on these crates, right?
You cannot hop up on them; they're too high.
I thought you said it was too
You can
high.
hop up on these.
You can jump up on them if that's what you
Yeah.
mean. Yes,
Yes.
you can
Yeah,
jump
that's
with
what-
your mech.
that's what-
Yes, you can. They're not
1,
one high, so you can't just be like
2,
No, I mean, like my
Super
jump is-
Mario.
3,
You can't Mario jump that shit?
4, 5,
It's a me.
6, 7, 8.
All right, your broadcast goes off in an AOE as a crowd control. Everybody begins fleeing away from it in a straight line.
This giant mass runs in front of me, and I circle around them.
Like a T-Rex before velociraptors. All right, the cicada holds its position. You guys are up.
I will move. 1, 2, 3. Turn. That's too much of a turn. 4, 5, 6.
Can I try getting in contact with the lady?
Yeah.
Not
You're
Isabel?
talking, you mean Lady Isabel Trahan?
Yes.
All right, so the channels are a little staticky because Ronan is currently putting out a broadcast jam. But you guys have military communicators, so you know. This is Lady Isabel Trahan, who is hailing me.
This is what am I, Lieutenant?
Are you not aware of who you are, terrorist scum? By your accent, can I assume that you're one of the foreign mercenaries that have come to terrorize my fair people?
No.
So you claim to be a Lyran citizen, then?
I am a Lyran citizen. I would like to ask you to stand down in this situation.
Holy echo, Batman.
Not you to fight. There are other bigger battles ahead of him.
God, can you mute your mic?
You're echoing so bad right now.
Thank you.
You got to get that rabbit, man. You got to get that rabbit as soon as possible.
There are more bigger, important fights. So right now, if with just the four of you, you would not be able to take care of the clanners. And it's only been a matter of time before they have come to take all of these innocent people as these people in. I beg you, in order to keep these people out of harm's way, stop this so we can talk like adults. Let's talk
She
like
cuts
adults.
comms.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, that's what it's like, motherfucker.
God damn, every time.
People are like, let's talk about surrendering or not losing our mechs, and Bandito is like, I cut the comms.
Don't worry, Bandito. Nobody else may like you, but I like you.
Wow, did you just fucking gaslight his ass? Nagging on him? You're like, no one likes you, Bandito. Let me isolate you from all of your friends and family. I'm the only one you can trust.
It's true.
God. We learned a lot about Sid as a girlfriend today.
Sir, I'm trying to figure out if that's a compliment or an insult.
No.
I feel like it's both. So I'll just say this just to sum it up. Fuck you and thank you, sir.
Well, Bandito, in that spirit, you're welcome and kiss my ass.
All right. Good talk.
Cotton, what are we doing here? You jumping? You holding position? You moving?
I'm jumping. I was just waiting for them to finish.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. Yeah, no problem.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
too bad.
Yeah.
It won't stay on there.
I think you might.
Someone else is like holding it.
They're straddling the.
Yeah, it's being bumped by the top.
So you're gonna have
Okay.
to basically not. You're gonna.
You
have
can
to
right click on the mech as a token and turn it off of.
Here, I unsnapped it, so you should be able to move
There
it
you
now.
go. Yeah.
There we go.
There.
Oh, nope. Still won't do it.
Oh, turn the grid off there. Now try it.
Yep. That's how you do it.
Okay,
There we go.
close enough.
Now, are you on the left hand side or the right hand side?
What? I'm here.
Yeah, there should
because-
be one right in the dead center between these two.
Oh, right. Okay.
Okay. The Griffin will do nothing. Let's roll. Oh wait, civilians got to flee in terror before you. These civilians flee.
Can I like physically, not using my sensor ops, like physically with my eyes, try to look for possible traps?
Yeah.
As to avoid not using the sensor ping more than I should.
Sure. I want to point out you're at the top of a like 3-story tall building,
I understand.
moving at like 30 miles an hour.
Yes.
It'd have to be a pretty big ass trap to be able to spot at that speed.
It's just a huge black wire. This
It's like an anchor rope.
Their tripwire is just
it's
a big
literally the size of a car.
Those anchor chains where each link is like the size of like a
Oh, I
whiskey
almost-
barrel.
I almost didn't spot that giant cable over there.
Could I add 6 cents?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I'll be rolling at a +7, I believe. Yeah. All right.
Box
double-
cars.
Do I roll again?
No. Your sixth sense is going off like fucking crazy. Like everybody else is talking about it might be a trap. You're not sure what's on the ship, but something definitely is wrong. As you look out, you notice that there's like shell casings from like a rifle. There's like military ration packs that mixed in with the crowd somewhere. There are definitely soldiers on the ship.
I'm gonna finally get to use my flamer.
Don't flame this screen.
Yeah, man, nothing is gonna say more that. Don't worry, we're not foreign mercenary troopers. Ronan shows up and sets on fire good Lyran citizens who are trying to defend the ship. They just have one guy with like a shaky camera, and then we cut to your war crimes tribunal.
Can I see any
No,
possible civilian with guns? No.
no, nope.
No, but if they're military mixed in the crowd, that means that Griffin probably has a spotter for its LRM.
I think it's waiting for it to clear up.
That's the end of the round. Let's go ahead and roll some dice.
All right. Glad I used box cars on something, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, thinking that there's an ambush and knowing that there is definitely an ambush, two different things.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
I mean, look, it's not like I'd pull off some sort of like triple ambush on you. That would be ridiculous.
like you've tried. No, you just like send 3 waves of goons at us.
Ever elusive quadruple.
I rolled a
cross.
15.
Okay. Cicada moves by not moving. You guys are up. You need to move 2. You know, these are the best
I can
parts of
I
the
will
show.
move by not moving.
Wow, that's a bold pick.
I'm going to scan these immediate crates to get a closer
Okay.
inspection. I don't trust them. I think there's something inside one of these crates. I'm deliberately scanning.
There are definitely things inside the crates because it's a fully loaded ship.
Well, I'm deliberately scanning in an attempt to discover powered down mechs
Okay.
or explosives.
So so the Archer and the Devastator have moved. All right. Make your sensor operations roll.
Wait, what's my bonus here? My sensors aren't as good as Pondo's, but it's still +5.
You have a -1 because there's ongoing jamming.
4, 5, 6, 5 minus 4, so 10. I rolled a 10.
Ooh. Something is showing up at the edge of your sensors every once in a while. You're not really sure what's going on. It's not coming from the ship.
Okay, that's not good.
In what direction?
It's hard to tell. You just keep getting sensor contacts at like the
It's
edge
just
of
sensor
your...
ghost.
Yeah.
Just like on the peripheral.
Yep. Sometimes it's in front of you. Sometimes it's behind you. Sometimes it's above you. But yeah, you're definitely receiving some sort of weird contact broadcast. It looks like it could be a couple of them.
Be aerospace fighters. Did ours die?
Fires,
Is
they
that what
could be
happened?
offshore artillery, for all we know.
Did your aerospace fighters die? You know that the pilots of the aerospace fighters were executed on screen. You watched it happen.
Okay. That's what I thought.
The planetary militia had some aerospace fighters. There's been no word as to what happened with them.
I thought you said they'd gotten wiped out.
I mean, you've heard
Good old
some
boy,
rumors that the planetary defense forces are still fighting.
Okay.
All right.
Whose turn is it?
It is, if you have finished making checks, it's my turn, and I move the Griffin and Cicada, not moving both of them. That leaves it to you guys. Yes, friends, there's a submarine on deck of the ship.
Two.
It's about to swim through all of that decking.
Sure, for 3.
The Centurion, aka Lil Archer.
It's a new skill is coming into play quite a bit already.
Oh, your quick maneuvering.
Yeah.
All right. Any checks? Any talking to the bad guys? If not, the civilians
No, I think
fully-
we already pretty well established that she's insane and she's trying to lie her ass off about us, which is nothing new. So we're just gonna have to kill her.
Yeah, we know it's a trap, so the only thing we can do is proceed.
I'm gonna keep scanning the hell out of stuff though.
Yeah, I
Until
feel like
No, no, don't do that. We don't know what that ping is. And the more you ping, the more possibility we get found out here with all civilians.
uh-huh.
And that
I mean,
ping could have been an aerospace fighter that could have bombs that could blow this thing up, killing civilians.
I mean, if she wants anybody to know we're here, she's going to tell them.
I mean,
I don't
we're
think
not
she
here-
wants to, Yana.
You
We're not
don't
here
think
secretly.
that woman broadcasting on an open frequency, spouting off about how we're trying to commit horrible acts, didn't do that enough itself?
Do you want to make it more possible that we get found out?
All
And then
right,
get
very well. But if you end up springing the trap and get dead, then you have only yourself.
I will fully take that responsibility.
All right then. Well then fine. I will stop. I will cease in my attempts then.
So you are not continuing your scanning.
No.
Very well.
I am. I continue scanning.
Okay. Would you like to make a roll?
Sure.
Go ahead. Sensor operations at -1 for your own jamming.
Okay, then it's 6. It's a straight roll.
I mean, you keep cranking up the
no, wait,
gain.
it's 7. It's 7. I have a
You
plus
just
2.
you keep cranking up the gain at really, really high. And you pick up nothing, but you're definitely broadcasting real high.
Can I is there anything I can do to adjust like the distance broadcast? Like, can I focus it down
I'm pretty sure it just sends a
within
big.
like a radius?
No, your sensors is omnidirectional.
Okay.
That's why I don't want to continue that, because that's a bad thing. And I don't think we can tell it to not do that.
Yeah, I'm less concerned about the threats that might be out there and more about the ambush that we know that we're walking into right now.
All right, I got a 6 on the dice for initiative.
You got a 7. Sid's muted.
Oh, sorry. I said I got more than 6 on the dice for initiative.
Cicada holds position. You guys need to move too.
I'm going to move by not moving because I need to let people catch up.
2, 4, 5.
That's 2 then.
In fact, I'll just use my move to turn. So yeah, that's 2 of us.
Arthur, are you going to continue staying put?
I am. The Griffin is gonna stay put.
All right. I'll go ahead and go next. 1, 2, 3, 4. Turn 5 and 6.
I would like to try to communicate with Lady Isabel. at
Call
some
her
point.
back again. This is Lady Isabel Trahan. Who am I speaking with?
This is Lieutenant Vincent Gray. I would like to negotiate a ceasefire in terms of these civilians may be in danger, because the longer we keep this up, the more
I will
possible-
accept your unconditional surrender.
That's not going to happen,
Then why did you contact me?
because I'd like you to surrender so that way
She
we can
cuts the
stop
comms.
this silliness. All right, so
Bandito, I don't know why you keep trying. She left her brother behind to die. Do you honestly think that she's thinking in this rational terms right now?
I think I
Because
kind of missed
her
it.
brother might have actually been a terrible person. I don't know. I know she's a terrible person.
I kind of miss it when I pissed off the one family that they just wanted to all come in and kill me.
Cotton, this drawing is super good.
I'm not, Bandito, I'm a little bit concerned that you seem to angering people so much that they literally wish you dead. That's disturbing.
Sir, if they really wanted me dead, they would have just came out and tried to kill me by now. Not hide behind a couple of crates while they wait for who know what's to happen.
Are you guys doing anything else, or am I moving these civilians? Maybe you want to do some more sensor operations, Ronan?
Nah.
All right.
I didn't have a great success.
You know, that happens in life. Sometimes we don't have great successes, but
Yeah, they're not all home runs.
not
That's
if you're
what I
not eating home run brand pocket dogs.
That's
Now available at your local. Oh my God, that's double ones. Get fucked, me.
So you lose a turn, then you skip next turn.
Lose a turn. Look,
Well,
I don't
I
want to
got
hear about
double
losing a
twos.
turn from a team
Well.
that just got two twos.
Hey, 2 2s is more than twice as much as 2 1s.
Right.
That's how that works. Math.
This kid is not moving.
I feel like if we want to cut across the ship, now would be the time to do it because we have this.
That would put us into passing right by that military crate.
I mean, that's true.
It'll be fine, probably. Right?
I'm sure it'll be totally fine.
I mean, no one will shoot at it, and everything will be perfect.
I'm obviously there's probably going to be no explosives in this crate of military hardware.
You said the crate was 1 high?
Yes, each crate. So they're stacked. They're stacked 2 top. So each one says crate 1, but they're really 2 tall.
Yep.
Okay, so they're not all the
So
all
the
the
very
ones in the
topmost, the
area.
fourth highest, is where the military supplies are. What are you guys doing? You got 2 people to move.
The crates is what I'm hearing. Like over the crates. They're
We can shoot over the 1 high ones. Wait, no, we can't.
Yeah, I will move again by not moving.
So 1 high
so-
ones are too tall because they're 2
One high
crates,
one-
one
oh,
on
they're too
one on
tall.
top of the other. You are
Okay.
not moving, Flashman. Okay.
Yep.
Who else is up?
I'll move.
Why is your Flashman dye brown?
It's red.
No,
It's blood red.
no.
it's-
If that's the color of your blood, you need to see a doctor immediately.
It's a shade of red.
That's brown.
Reddish.
It's definitely brown. Now it's more brown.
Arthur, you need to have your vision checked.
No,
No,
I think
that's
I'm good.
That is a shade of red.
You want to know what red looks like? It's over here at these run dice that are
You need to-
perfectly red
you need to
colored.
do the colorblind dots, pictures, checks.
Trying to gaslight me? Jesus.
Are you telling one of your most dedicated artists what the color red looks like?
I mean, I'm pretty sure it looks like 2550000 for whatever red is, which is what these dice are. Right here, these run dice. Would you like one to use instead of
No,
this
I
not
have a
run die?
perfectly good red run dice
You have
right
a
next to
perfectly
mine.
good brown die that isn't marked red. That's fine. I'm not going to argue about this. 2
That would
of
be
you have
best.
moved. Therefore,
Yes,
the
I
griffin
moved
will
and
not
Brandon
move, and it is now your turn.
Very well. I will move. 1, 2, 3, 4. Churn. Too much churn. 5, 6.
Sir, I'd recommend you stay a little bit farther back than from me.
I'm sure you would recommend that.
Are you not taking my recommendation, sir?
You have to bear in mind, Bandito, my LRMs are almost dry. All I have left is the medium lasers.
I'm also bearing in mind that you have essentially your engine going critical, which is not great.
I'm still very full of armor in the center torso, though.
Don't feel bad, Bandito. He doesn't listen to me either.
I should
That's what
remind
I
you
thought
also
last
have an
week,
XL
too.
engine.
Look,
Not true.
look.
I listened to you for several hours last night, Black Route. My God.
SidAlpha, I want you to get hit first shot of the game, center torso through armor critical. Knock your engine out. Oh my God, I want it so bad. You don't even know. Everybody done moving?
Molly's just thinking to herself how funny it is. The 2 people that are criticizing him for not listening are the 2 subordinates that never listen to their superior.
It's good to get that
The
internal thought
irony
process.
is not lost on Herod.
Centurion, what are we doing?
I moved already.
All right.
Really?
I know it.
Got to max to
Doesn't say-
3, so
Yeah, right.
That's rough.
I mean, you could be in the
Urban
Caesar and not go anywhere, right?
right.
I mean, you could have taken that hunchback. I'm pretty sure it has functional legs. I got an 8.
No, we blew the legs off.
Yeah, we blew
Oh,
the leg
did
off
you?
that one too.
Yeah.
one-time
No, you
thing.
just hit one of the leg things, but yeah, that's not great.
I mean, the leg was almost gone.
It's the center torso you got to be worried about, though, really. Show me the power of your dice. What do you want on your taco?
I rolled an exceptionally average 7.
I know. That means I win. And thus, 2 of you must go first.
I'll go. 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'll go. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it.
The
That's a walk,
cicada
actually.
is gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and I think that puts me out of sight.
Does that thing even have weapons?
That's like a
Are you
medium laser
shit
or
talking to
something
cicada,
pathetic
son?
like that.
You're damn
You're
right.
gonna-
I'm shit
you're gonna
talking to
fuck up
cicada.
so bad.
Oh, it does have 2 medium
Oh,
lasers.
2
so
medium lasers.
it'll have
sorry.
the same armament as me once I run out of ammo.
Hmm.
you know.
I'm the bad guy. Look, I'm always the bad guy, chat. There's literally never been a case where someone is like, let's have a guest star on as the bad guy, and Arthur can be on the good guy team for once. It's never happened. It might happen when James comes
I
on.
said exactly that when Lexi was guesting.
James is coming on to do the Castle Crow scenario, and I've been like, I'm just gonna give you a whole fuck ton of clan mechs. Good luck.
Great.
All right, you guys are up. You need to move 3 mechs.
All right. I made my big run of 3.
Wow. Keeping pace there.
Why are you moving this time, Red?
I am gonna go shoot that cicada.
You think you can do it?
I know I can do it.
Don't get dead.
1.
That
I'm just
cicada
looking-
might use its small laser and get a center torso to throw armor crit.
I'm just looking up some of the ranges on some things to make sure I stand in the right place here. Medium range for large is 10. Max range for mediums is 9. So 10 is the sweet spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can't quite get to the sweet spot, but I'll still be able to shoot from long range at him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I shoot next to civilians, could I hit them? Or could he hit them if he
If you
shoots at me?
fire through where civilians are located.
So they're safe.
So shooting from here, I'm not firing through them. Is that
you're
correct?
you're on a they're outside of your course of
That
weapon.
is correct.
Cool. All right, that's where I move.
We'll come back to that in a moment. Let's get the rest of the players moved.
So we've got our Centurion and our
He might not be hittable.
Slot for 6.
6, 7, 8.
he's firing at long range already. I don't think it's worthwhile to spot for me.
Yeah, I basically have to hit box cars to hit him.
Wait for a better firing solution.
Mm-hmm.
Especially considering I'm running really low on ammo.
I think I'm going to get some infantry probably shoot at me this round.
Probably.
Has everybody moved?
Yes.
The Griffin will move by not moving.
We have some music.
We don't. I'm working on getting a new music player. Soundwave hasn't been able to get the old jukebox working again. Oh, my good friend Raddosaurus. You know what? We'll go on break, and when we come back, I will tell you how screwed you are.
Cool.
Guys, I know it's been slow at the start. There's been lots of movement. Obviously, they're walking into an ambush. We know it. We all know it. It's happening. I want to make sure that I run this ambush right, and so I'm going to spend the break looking up the rules. But definitely Rad will 100% be shot at before this is over. All right. So when we come back in about 8 minutes, prepare for trouble and make it like 8 to 10 times larger than what the battle currently is. So stick around for the second half.